yeah. So is she braking there or are you asking for trot? She's braking. Okay, so if she's braking, I want to see you, for one, I want you to be more ahead of it. You have to feel it before it happens. And if she does brake, I need to see a correction because I can't tell whether you're asking or she's doing it on her own. Yeah, go for it a little. Hey there, if you have a horse that can be a little bit behind the leg, maybe a horse that breaks out of the canter, or you feel like you have to urge forward, then this video is for you. This is a super fun clinic video. I'm working with Jenny and her Half Arabian mare named Lil. And it's super cool because in this video, we start with the basics, just getting her more forward in the canter, getting her to stop breaking out of the canter. And then by the end of the video, we're working on flying changes and tempi changes. In this video, I share some of my favorite exercises to get your horse more responsive and in front of the leg. And I also show some really great exercises to help you out with your flying changes. This is episode number 3 of a Dressage for All series that I'm doing, celebrating all the different breeds and riders that we have in our community. Comment below, let me know your horse's breed and age. This video is featuring a Half Arab, and I love Arabs because they are super smart, they're super athletic, they have a lot of stamina. I had an Arabian named Max that I trained all the way up to the I2 in just a couple of years. So they really are a super cool breed. So let's dive into the video. Yeah, super. And a little forward. Come, get a reaction. Yeah, and then your leg off. Good, super. And a little forward again. Get a reaction. Come. And then take your leg off. Good. So really establishing that she's in front of the leg and that she's reacting. Good, that's always super important, even with these upper level horses, that at the beginning we really make sure that they're forward and supple. Yes, good, yeah, nice. Mixing in some bending lines. Good. Yeah, good, Jenny, super. Exactly. Maybe turn a little, yeah, good. That's fine. Sit more connected in your seat. Think about your seat, think about your hips. Good. Good, well done. Sit, 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 sit. And a little more jump in the canter. And kick her again, come on. Give her a little kick. Yeah, and then pet her when you feel her respond. And your legs long, and your heels down. Good, left heel down. Yeah, that's it. Good. Left heel down. Super. Good. And do a, yeah. So is she braking there or are you asking for trot? She's braking. Okay, so if she's braking, I want to see you, for one, I want you to be more ahead of it. You have to feel it before it happens. And if she does brake, I need to see a correction because I can't tell whether you're asking or she's doing it on her own. Yeah, go for it a little. Good. Excellent. No problem. Get her going forward. Super. And 2-point and forward again. Good. That's better. Give her a little tap. Say, come on. Jump, jump, jump. And then go across the diagonal, downward transition, and then right lead canter. Or left lead, sorry. So diagonal. Good. 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 And if you want to go a little 2-point and really let her move out, yeah, pet her on the left hand. Good girl. Yeah, and go a little more. And pet her. Good job. Super. Yeah. 2-point's a great way to warm up and get a little off their back and just let them move out. Good. Excellent. Super. Good. That's it. Good job. Yeah, and then again, make a transition to the trot. Good. Good. Super. And leg off. Take your leg off as much as possible. Good. Yeah, good. On the next long side, transition to the walk and then back to trot. Come, give her a tap. Yeah, and then your leg off. Good, and reward. Good. And then forward to the walk again. Leg off. Yeah, exactly. Super. Good. Nice. Yep, I love the pushing her sideways. Now bigger trot. So you got to push her sideways and then ask for a bigger trot. Good, and then your leg off again. Nice, that's better. Heels down. Good. Good. Super. Exactly, yep, good with your leg yield. And forward in the leg yield, and forward in the leg yield, and yes, good. So that when you do your leg yield, she's got to stay stepping forward and not get smaller in the trot strides. Good, and transition to walk. Good, and trot. And good girl, that was a better response. Yeah, and your leg long. Good job. Super. Good, and let her stretch a little down in the trot. Good. Keeping the connection. Take her a little lower. Good. That's it. Super. Good. Good. And give her a little walk break. Nice. Good job. Good girl. Good girl, Mama. Now she's a little more awake. Yeah. Yeah. But you can see how, as we move up the levels, starting, really second and third level, the reaction has to be there with your horse. That right when you put your leg on, you have to have the reaction from behind. And that's something that you practice every single day. And you always, like when I'm giving an aid to my horse, I always want to ask with the softest aid possible. So you don't want to start out, like if you're just at the walk and you ask for trot and your aid is kick and hit with the whip, then you're training them to respond to that aid, which is too much aid. So you want to ask by closing your calf. Like that's the aid they should listen to, is you close your calf, they trot forward. So you close your calf, 1 Mississippi, nothing happens, then you have to go to a correction aid. So a correction aid is like, you give them a big kick, you tap them, maybe they gallop once forward, and then once you get the reaction, you go back and you ask nicely again. So it's that aid, reaction, release, repeat. Within the aid though, you always start small, but then do what it takes to get a reaction. And I'm sure you've heard this myth about boiling a frog, where if you put a frog in room temperature water and you turn on the heat, they'll just stay in the water until they boil and die as the water increases. But if you have a pot of boiling water and you drop the frog into the boiling water, they'll jump back out. So a lot of times with our horses, we turn them into boiled frogs because we close our calf and then we squeeze with our heel and then we give a little bump and then we cluck and then we tap and then we kick again, and you've given them like 50 aids and 20 seconds have passed by and they still haven't responded. So you always ask nicely and then you kind of jump to boiling water. It's got to be like room temperature to boiling water. You can't go incrementally up or your horse is just never going to respond. And that's something that when you're schooling at home, you always want to think about is ask nicely, get the reaction. And I've said that over and over again. It's hard to do in front of an audience, but don't be afraid to make it a little messy. You know, I love that Jenny went a little 2-point and just galloped down the long side, because if you don't have reaction in your horse, you can't do anything. So I would way rather have them overreact, and then you can modify it. Like if they overreact and they gallop off, at least you have something to work with. If you're up there and you're just like doing all this and your horse isn't reacting, you don't have anything to work with. So I'd always rather have my horse make a mistake than do nothing at all. Next time when you go canter, little bit forward again. Like maybe go to your 2-point and say, come on, gallop. Yeah, and then pet her. Good job. Just because we're working on collection doesn't mean she gets to get behind you. Good. Make her hot, make her wild. Yeah, give her a little kick. And pet her. Good. And medium, come. Yeah, and a little half halt. Good. And go again. Sit through your seat. Allow her to move under you. Let your heels go down. Next long side, I want you to go medium, collect, and medium. So medium, good, and back, and medium, come. Good, and then go across the half diagonal and a flying change. This canter, active, good, active. Good. And medium, come on. I saw you kick her and nothing happened. Yes, left heel down. Spur out. You must take your leg off so that when you put your leg on, it has a meaning. Medium canter, come. Half halt. Good. Medium. Yeah, half halt. Good. Half diagonal. And your flying change. Oops, it's okay, walk. Canter left. Yeah, it's okay. Good. So she changed in front and not behind. Good. So go across the half diagonal. Good. And then change to the left. Good job. So for your change to the right, make her more supple to the right and think about the hind leg. So a little bit supple right and haunches slightly right before your flying change. So make her supple right, flexion right, and haunches a little right. And hind leg. Good girl, and pet her. Nice. And then a little walk break. Good girl. Good job, and pet her, and let her have a loose rein. Good girl. Very nice. Those are good. So a lot of times when they change late behind or they don't change, it's the reason that happened there was that she just didn't get her enough off of that right leg for the hind leg to come through. So it's like I was explaining to Neil earlier, in order for the flying change to happen, so like, and this is complicated. I remember when I was first learning flying changes and my trainer was explaining all this to me and it was just like over my head. So if you're on left lead canter and you're coming to B and you're preparing a flying change to the right, most horses, because they're hollow left and stiff right, they're kind of coming and they're like leaning this way already because they're overbent left and they're falling through the right shoulder. So if your horse is like this, there's no way that they can go onto the right lead canter because all their weight is pushing this way. So in order to set them up for the right flying change, you have to shift them over this way. And then I told Jenny also think of almost like a little bit haunches in right to help that right hind leg come through. But the flying change is all about preparing your horse and really getting access into that new side so that the flying change can come through. So this is preparation for doing 3 changes on the diagonal. Focus on the ability to change the positioning without losing the line. So position right, but don't let her fall left. Good. Good. Position left, walk, don't let her fall right. Good. Good. Position right, don't let her fall left. Come. Good. Now you do 3 flying changes on the diagonal. Quarter line, center line, quarter line. That's it. Good. Supple left. Good. Supple left. Good girl, pet her. Good job. Good girl. That was awesome. I love that you're letting her gallop around once. Good girl, Mom. Alrighty, I hope that you loved watching Jenny and Lil. They are just such a nice partnership, and I want to thank her for being featured here on the YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe so that you get notified when I post the next video in this series featuring another one of our special breeds that we have here in dressage. That's one thing I love about dressage is that any breed of horse can do dressage and can benefit from dressage. And make sure to check out the description box. I have a free PDF with 10 terms that every rider should know. And this is really going to help you out as you're watching those lessons, and you might hear terms like in front of the leg or bend or contact or connection and half halt, and you have no idea what they mean. So I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video, and I hope that you loved this little lesson and that you have some takeaways to help you get your horse more in front of the leg. Dressage for all.
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 Dressage for all. And this is Dressage for All.